Outlast. The game that always came to mind when people would ask me what the scariest game I've ever played was. And not just topically scary. Outlast invaded my psyche the first time I played it, giving me nightmares. IRL. I previously played it through exactly once, powered only by adrenaline and commitment. Then I dropped it, swearing to never play that shit again. But I'm addicted to achievements, and Outlast has so few of them. It looks like a juicy 100% treat, baiting me in every time I'm looking for my next target. But this siren song is very deceiving, children. Buried in these 14 achievements are some nuclear bombs. And today's nuke is named Lunatic, awarded for finishing the game in insane mode. Maximum difficulty and no checkpoints. Are you ready to suffer? Yes. Where enemies are faster, Chris Walker 1-taps you, a normal enemy 2-taps you, and there are no checkpoints. AKA permadeath. The slightest misstep is a guaranteed one-way trip back outside the gates of Mount Massive Asylum. On top of that, the camcorder batteries get 8 fast, meaning I need to be in the dark, literally, for vast swaths of the game. Perhaps not the best viewing experience for y'all. Sorry. And for some reason, I decided that the perfect time for me to work on this achievement was when I was home, sick, with COVID. Pretty stupid. Not having played the game but once, many a year ago, the reasonable course of action would be to play it through on Nightmare, a non-perma-difficulty, to remember what to do. Much too reasonable for me to conceive of when suffering with a 101-degree fever. So I immediately loaded up insane mode and let loose my war cry. Oh god. Which went about as well as you'd imagine. What? What do you mean? Let's just get into this story, and I'll let you know at the end how many deaths I had. We play as Miles Upshur, an independent journalist who has received an anonymous lead regarding some strange human experimentation happening at the recently reopened Mount Massive Insane Asylum, which is funded by the Murkoff Corporation. Operating with less sense than God gave a goldfish, Miles makes his way to the insane asylum and breaks in, finding much more than he bargained for. Piles of mutilated corpses, patients and officers alike. Unstable, aggressive patients free-roaming the area, many in, various states of undress, but most of them missing parts of their body or face. Parts that look surgically removed. Before Miles can make the most valid about-face of all time, he gets nabbed by this giant mound of man named Chris Walker and thrown deeper into the admin block. Now he is big and strong and makes this playthrough a high-anxiety roller coaster ride, but he's not the reason Miles gets stuck in the asylum. That fault is laid entirely on this guy, Father Martin. It will not surprise you to know that, he's not really a priest. He's just a patient who has delusions of a higher calling. This causes him to view everything that happens as divine intervention, including Miles crashing into the entranceway. Now, while that's all well and good, the problem is Father Martin does all sorts of things to prevent Miles from being able to leave. From turning off the electricity to literally drugging him. He's so desperate to keep Miles here so that the good word can be spread about his Lord and Savior.
The Wall Rider.
He speaks Wall Rider's name with hushed reverence, but most everyone else says it, louder and panicked. We don't learn much about Wall Rider for a while, but for now, just know that it is something real and it is something violent. Father Martin locks Miles in a padded cell, and at this point, our only way out is to go all the way through this nightmare. So, welcome to the prison block. In this area, we meet the twins for the first time. At no point in this game do they have a single stitch of clothing on, and thoughts and prayers to whoever had to 3D model all of this explicit genitalia. What's up, loser? The only tricky part of this chapter for me was right here. My first instinct for getting around Chris was to hide, which immediately failed miserably as he pathed directly into my hiding place. Oh, unbelievable. This was a hard learning experience, but something that paid off for me in the long run. There are times to be cautious, but most of the time, it's go time. Being able to make the distinction between those is the real kicker. Plus, mantling appropriately. What do you mean? What do you mean? After the prison block, we head directly into the sewers. The last place you want to be in any horror game, but our only available path to the male ward. First, we need to turn 2 valves to drain the lower sewers, while this whole area is being monitored by Chris Walker. I remember this area giving me endless headaches in my casual playthrough, but I eventually routed the hell out of this upper area, through trial and error. Don't get me! No way! Chris must have assumed I was a ghost, because more often than not, I could reach this ladder without him ever seeing me. In contrast, where he was guaranteed to see me is this night vision area of the sewers. And honestly, I could never tell if it was aggro o'clock or not, but I will say that bunny hopping through this area only failed me once. I went too far. I'm stuck on the fucking stairs! Do with that information what you will. Now, in the male ward, they introduce this super cool mechanic, which involves moving cabinets from in front of doors before I can open them. Sick! This surely didn't cause me to die during a chase sequence. Oh shit. Please? No way! No way I did this! Also in the male ward is Dr. Trager. No relation to the grill. It's spelled differently. I checked. Now, Trager used to be an executive for the Murkoff Corporation, and trust me, he was a massive dillweed back then, too. Such a dillweed that his coworkers got the order to have him involuntarily committed to Mount Massive as an inmate. He was used as a test subject for something called the morphogenic engine. Now that sounds fancy, but what's the morphogenic engine?
Nanomachine, son!
This is the real reason that Murkoff reopened Mount Massive, injecting nanomachines into a host to create an unstoppable ghost-like warrior named the Wall Rider. Only hitch is, this process will only work on the insane. Where better to source insane people for illegal human experimentation than opening your own asylum? Step 3. Profit. This whole process ensured that Trager is now certifiably insane, as well as criminally sadistic, and he, at his discretion, has been surgically experimenting on inmates in the male ward. And he loves it. Why is it always the hands in these games? Now, Trager is fast as hell. But I'll tell you this one simple trick that Dr. Trager doesn't want you to know. He never looks behind doors. Using that, I'm able to slip past him very consistently, assuming that I remember to close this one door behind me, which I forgot exactly once. Ah! Whoa! I did not expect him to catch up that fast. With that, though, there is one less Trager in the world to worry about. Making my way through a burning cafeteria and avoiding Chris again, the courtyard marks halfway through our excursion. And despite the darkness and lashing rain, I never did die in it. A miracle in itself, considering the platforming and the fact that Chris Walker plus darkness usually equals a bad time. But just because I didn't die doesn't mean I didn't get jump scared. Ah! That was the Walrider, a skeletal, ghost-like figure only viewable on my night vision, so I look forward to dealing with that later. We are now in the female ward, which is very interesting because I've not seen any female corpses or live patients. I guess they must have been here somewhere. The main task in this area is to replace fuses in this laundry chute and send it down one floor so I can collect the key. It's starting to feel like the only thing I do in this game is pull levers or collect keys. There's one main threat in this process, and refreshingly, it's not Chris. It's this patient who is fast as hell, if not legally blind. Here he comes. Hopefully he comes the right way. But... brother, what the fuck? He'll path into each room after I grab the fuse. But as is normal for me, he was not my problem. Instead, I died in this area because I made one wrong turn coming out of the laundry room, and this random enemy double tapped me. No way. This one hurt my spirit. Dying 3/4 of the way through the game because of one single wrong turn. It hurt. You bet your ass that I was done for that day. When my next run also ended in the female ward, I finally gave in and decided to practice that chapter and on. Because I think if I hit the last chapter and died to the Walrider, my spirit would just give up and leave. I found a super consistent route for the fuses, made the correct turn, and if you think I missed this jump every single time I got to it, you'd be absolutely correct. Nearly through the female ward, and Miles loses the camcorder. We can't go on without our camera. Not just because we can't see, but without the footage, all of this will be for naught. Thankfully, this dude, who must be a ghost, opens the door for me, and I make my way down to find the camera. Run back the way I came, and now we're back in the admin block. Still being manipulated by Father Martin, he sends me down to the theater to grab a key, which he's placed there to make Miles watch a movie about the Walrider. The entire upstairs area is populated by people of Father Martin's faith. They're all very devout, and none are aggressive, which is a nice change of pace. Out of nowhere, the twins are no longer trying to kill Miles, even though the entire game they've been wanting to literally eat his ass. They give us a grand welcome into this show of faith. Father Martin has decided to set himself on fire for Miles' footage to show the public the strength of the Walrider, since he inevitably will be resurrected, since he's his greatest man of faith. Still waiting on that resurrection, buddy. Any day now, I'm sure. Now, with the elevator unlocked, powered, and ready to take Miles straight out of here, we have one last chase scene with Chris. Or we would, if I didn't completely juke him using the power of this bathroom stall and his door opening animation. Reach the elevator, smack that button, and get ready to leave. Get ready. I'm staying ready. Still ready to leave. Hey, why are we still going down? This hard on the eyeballs place is the final chapter of the game, the Underground Lab, home base of the Walrider. And I'm not too proud to admit, I was tense. I'm trying to stay cool. But this is the last chapter. While I knew I could do it all again if I had to, I really wanted to get it right this time. First things first, follow this main hallway all the way around until I trigger an alarm, then run straight back down the main hall and into the arms of my beloved Chris Walker. Did I enjoy this after the 10 miles of bullshit Chris put me through? Perhaps. I shan't say. We have a long, unskippable cutscene with Dr. Wernicke. He's the lead scientist involved with the Walrider. and tells us that through all their trials, only one Walrider ever actually took to their host. A man named Billy, which, what a stupid name for a final boss. Like, oh no, here comes Billy. Just doesn't sound right. The doc asks us to kill Billy, to undo the mistake he's made with the project, which, no tea, but I don't see how that's my problem. Except, I guess it is now. Billy is being kept alive in this bubble, like he's the good witch of the north. First thing I need to do is cut off his life support by, you guessed it, turning a valve. Of course the Walrider doesn't want to lose its host, so we're being chased this whole time. But as long as I keep running and don't get lost, I'm faster than him, so he'll never catch me. And that sign won't stop me because I can't read. Next step is I need to pull the power on Billy's bubble. They don't want just anyone to be messing with these cables, so they placed it atop 1,000,000 flights of stairs. Just when you think there can't be more stairs, there they are. After rotating 1,000 times and being dizzy as hell, I face the last thing that can really kill me. A jump. Because, as I said, Billy is slow as molasses, but I won't survive a fall. And at the very last second... Nah, just kidding. You thought... Sorry. In actuality, I did jump super early and almost didn't make it. Here's my real-time reaction to that. Oh my god, I thought I missed that jump! Back down Stair Mountain. The last thing I need to do is hit this button, and... Whoa! Miles gets attacked by Billy and has the slowest limp walk to the store. Finally getting out. Except... Finishing Outlast on insane mode was certainly an adrenaline rush. But I will say that sprinting through the game has the unintended consequence of making the game not scary. The tension, the unknown, is what makes Outlast scary. And when you can play Chris Walker like a deck of cards, it's not tense or unknown. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. The final death count was... Should I do the Whistleblower DLC? I've never played it. Let me know. This is week 4 of Bun's Fear Fest, my month-long horror game event. So we have only 1 week left. I'll see you guys on Halloween. Until then, bye-bye.